All right, Atef Maat. Can you great brothers hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just keep moving forward on this one, and it probably will do better. So that way everyone can make sure to receive your video live. So
Yeah, it's playing way better on YouTube.
Yeah.
okay. All right, Tua. So yeah, well, I'll send this out on YouTube. I just did the Discord, so we'll just give a few moments for people to come in. So yeah, you can pick up where you was leaving off, Great Atef.
Yeah, I was just, just being showing my gratitude, brother, for Saba, and the questions, the great questions that people are asking, and this, keeping this frequency moving. Peace and love to you, Hush Nation. I see you out there in the chat, great brother. Good to see you. Definitely, Yeah, that's all I was saying was just, just basically, man, showing my gratitude, man. That's really what it is. Just, not faking it too. I was saying you can't fake this. You gotta keep it pushing, man. You gotta move forward. If you wanna be better, if you truly wanna grow, then you gotta work past your shortcomings, like with our host I love to share your presentations. You put the time there all the time, brother, and the step by eat. That's what it's talking about. Is cool. Removing your impurities and purifying yourself, and I'm grateful, man. I really am. I'm grateful for you, brothers. Grateful for Saba. Glad you had a good move on me. I'm glad you're getting settled, get situated, get your temple together, good brother. Definitely glad about that. It looked clearer on my screen. I can't really see. I don't know what's going on the YouTube. But yeah, it's good, man. I don't know with my presentation. I don't know what Matthew's gonna say. I don't know what he got going on. Matthew be going. I don't know.
Matthew be talking big game, bro.
He do, man. He do. He do. Yeah, he do. Yeah, he be making me laugh too. He be bugging, man. So yeah, I see. Who I see in the chat? Hush Nation, Amunet. Peace and love to the moderators over here at our channel. I heard the great brother Hefe yesterday. He was talking about he came to Killer Priest too. It's like that's what it is, right? Everybody from KP. Shout out to him. Shout out to that brother and his platform. Definitely grateful for him. He definitely is a great artist, and all of them brothers. I like the whole clan. All of them. So I'm definitely grateful for him. I'm grateful for Saba and his church, his animals. Matter of fact, I was at I went to the reptile store yesterday, just looking around. Took my daughter there yesterday. Just looking, just seeing what I could see. Judge, you got this thing there, brother?
Yeah, no, that's what we were talking about towards the end. Yeah, I gotta go pick that up this week. Get that over with. Just take a trip, go down there. It's just aligning the schedules. My schedule's got to be, it's got to be good. So, but for the most part, not. I'm gonna definitely finish that. That's gonna get handled. And then, yeah, man, be right on that same page with you, man. We're gonna be ready. You already know.
I don't have mine yet. I think I'm gonna get a scorpion first.
Hey, treat yourself, man. I see you taking it different routes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the scorpion first, and then my daughter told me she want a turtle. So I'm like, okay. I had a few turtles growing up. You know, I'm definitely familiar with that. And then my mate had a meeting with Nani. So it's just keeping the frequency aligned, man. That's really the thing I want to stress to the people. That's the most important thing is just keeping the frequency aligned, identifying what the frequency is that you want to align yourself with, or you trying to align with, and just do what it takes to stay in that frequency no matter what. That's really the bottom line. Like I said, I'm grateful for my family because they keep me accountable, and I'm grateful for Saba because, like Saba said, this ain't no hobby. This isn't something you could just do part time. You go play bingo part time. My art ain't something you could do part time. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's big facts. Yeah, no, man. I'm like I said, I'm definitely grateful for you group of brothers. Definitely appreciate our opportunity. Yeah, man. It's there is no breaks, man. Because the Matrix don't take no breaks. So once one realizes that, it forces you to examine what is important in your life on a day-to-day basis, and then get rid of the things that are not, right? So and that'll most likely free up some space. That'll free up some time. That'll open up some room to focus on the new things that one has to work on and deal with, and that's one of the things that I'm learning. And, usually, those breaks, you take too many of those breaks set you back. So, and the Matrix is always right there. As soon as you take the break, the Matrix right there on saying, "Yo, I ain't stopping at all." Right? Still on you.
Yep, 100%, man. I remember I took a break from creating presentations, and it was only maybe like a month or two. I don't remember. It wasn't that long, but yeah, looking back at it, I shouldn't have stopped. But I felt the Matrix was it had my mind. Because I wasn't confident in what I was doing. Even though my mate was helping me, and still I was like, I ain't know what I was doing. It was a lot to learn at one time, But I did one, little by little, and even now it's just incorporating everything that I do. Like, so, example, I'm traveling next week, right? And I travel a lot, and even my traveling a lot is not really. I do travel, but sometimes it just be 3 hours away or a few hours away, different parts of the state, stuff like that. But next week, instead of driving, I'm gonna be on the train so I could work, so I could still, study and work and read and do what I need to do, because I trying to stay in this frequency. I'm not gonna say it's hard, because it's not. It's not hard. It's just that you have to be disciplined, like Saba said. You just have to stay focused on it, because it's easier to destroy than it is to build. So just staying focused is that, and just incorporating this in every single thing. Like Saba said, there's nothing. There was no hobbies. It was, everything was imbuing the nectar. So, hotep to you, Nook Poo.
Yeah, everybody stepping in. Seeing like it.
Hush Nation say, I need looking like BRI. I can't see him. He on there?
Yeah, it's when he put up his virtual
Oh, yeah. Nick Poole, hope you got some rest, good brother. I think I got one of them in there somewhere. Let me see if I can pull him out. Let's see if it works.
He said, "We ready when you ready."
I'm ready, brother. Yeah, we could go. So, this presentation right here, this reading is again, of course, ancient Kemetic literature. This is called the report of Wenamon, and I worked on it for. I've been working on it since the last one. That's I'm always working on it, and I hope you guys like it. Definitely. Now I'm going page by page. I'm not taking the time to just skip around. I'm just going page by page. So this is the next story in the book that I'm reading that I'm going through is by William Kelly Simpson. I showed the book several times. I'll hold it up again. It's right here. It's a nice sized book. I was at the when Saba said it. There it goes right here. I remember when Saba first mentioned it on Killer Priest. He said he mentioned a lot of books. He mentioned Rem Qem. At the time, I didn't know what he was talking about, but I wrote it down, and then I was gassing up the vans at work, and I was like, okay, I got to get this book, and I didn't know the relevance of it at that time. It was just at the time I had just said, I don't even want to say collecting books, but I felt and I still feel like, I wanted to know. So I put that book into my Amazon cart, and then I bought it a few weeks later, and I'm glad I did. And I have all three Rem Qem books. The same thing, ancient Kemetic literature. So if you don't have that, I encourage everyone to get it. They're wonderful, wonderful stories left behind by our ancestors, way before the Bible, the Quran, these types of things. So I definitely encourage you to get that. Hotep to the chat, Hotep to you, Hefe. Good to see you, good brother. So this is my visual presentation. So what I do, I just read the ancient literature, and I really do it for me and do it for you guys, because I want to learn. I don't know these stories. I had never heard the story of Wenamon, the report of Wenamon, and so I'm going to be going down the list page by page and just giving you visual presentations from the literature, and I hope the Natiru are proud. I hope my ancestors are proud because they wrote it in stone, and I'm trying to bring it forth digitally. I know I don't want to be I don't want to it's my ease in bringing forth these stories. So they all from my heart. So this is it's called the report of Wenamon, and it's not that long. This is a little longer than last week's story, maybe a page and a half, 2 pages. And this story is broken off too. It's fragmented. So I just give y'all what I got, and So without further ado, I know we got a late start. We have some technical difficulties. So I'm not going to hold y'all up. We're going to go ahead and get started. I need you to disintegrate, brother. Hotep and new to everybody. Peace and love. Hope y'all like the presentation.
I'm Matthew Mythology.
And I'm Christina the Christian Christensen.
Welcome back, truth seekers and dig duggers. This is the Digging for the Truth podcast. You dig?
The only podcast where we don't just dig for the truth, we unearth them.
Today we are unearthing ancient Egyptian literature, page 116, the report of Wenamon. So dig this. What if I told you one of history's greatest adventure stories started as an expense report from 1050 BCE? Bout dat bread?
Oh, wow, that's quite a hook. What kind of adventure are we talking about?
Peep game. An Egyptian official named Wenamon gets sent on what should be a routine business trip to buy some cedar wood, but ends up dealing with pirates, them jack boys, corrupt officials, shout out Hillary and them, and even has to seek asylum with a foreign princess. It's basically Office Space meets Indiana Jones.
So how does a simple lumber purchase turn into this wild adventure? What's up with that wood, yo?
So you want to know about the wood hunt? Well, it all starts going wrong from day one, off the dribble. Wenamon's superiors don't give him proper resources for the journey they sent him short. Imagine being sent on an international business trip with an empty corporate card. Then, at his first stop, someone from his own ship steals all his valuable trade goods. Everybody ain't your partner, everybody ain't your friend.
That's rough, yo. But I'm guessing that's just the beginning.
And you know this man. When he tries to get help from the local prince, he gets this incredibly dismissive response. Boy, bye. So what does our hero do? He spots another ship carrying silver and basically commits piracy, straitjacking, holding their cargo hostage until he gets his money back. I needs mine, you dig. Me hold something he straight ran in they pockets.
Wait, he just
Yep, ran in they pockets?
became a pirate? That seems like pretty extreme response for a government official.
Right? But dig this. Here's where it gets really interesting. When he finally reaches Byblos to buy the cedar, the local Prince Checkerball makes him wait outside for 29 days before granting him an audience. Played dat boy like a poot.
That's some next level lil boy. Straight sunned him, passive-aggressive behavior. What happened when they finally met?
So picture this scene. Checkerball is sitting in his upper chamber, dramatically positioned with his back to a window, chilling hard while waves crash behind him. Then he absolutely roasts Wenamon by pulling out ancient accounting records, showing how previous Egyptian officials brought massive payments and proper gifts.
Dude straight brought up old stuff. Oh no. So what was Wenamon's response to that power move?
He gives this absolutely incredible speech about how the god Amun owns everything anyway, including Lebanon's cedar forest, so technically, Checkerball should be giving him the lumber for free. The audacity is just chef's kiss.
That's either brilliant or completely delusional. He might be off his rocking chair. Maybe both.
And here's the wild thing, it kind of works. Though not before Wenamon has to deal with more pirates trying to kill him and seek protection from a princess in Alasia. The whole document reads like an ancient action movie script.
So what makes historians think this might be more than just a regular report?
Well, the level of detail in the conversations and the dramatic structure are incredibly sophisticated for a bureaucratic document. But what's fascinating is how it captures this crucial moment in Egyptian history, when their power was declining.
How so?
You can see it in every interaction. In earlier times, an Egyptian official would have commanded immediate respect. But Wenamon has to negotiate, argue, and sometimes even resort to crime to get things done. It's like watching the end of an empire through one really bad business trip.
That really brings ancient history to life in a way most documents don't.
Exactly. And what's really fascinating is how many of the problems feel modern. Budget bread type issues, difficult business partners, travel complications. Though I suppose most modern business travelers don't have to resort to piracy when things go wrong. But shoot, you never know. When a joker be down bad, ain't no telling.
Well, not officially anyway. So do we know how it all ends?
That's another brilliant aspect. The papyrus breaks off while Wenamon is still in Alasia. We never find out if he made it home with the lumber or not, if he's carrying wood for real. It's like if Netflix cut off the final episode of your favorite show.
Made it home with the wood? Netflix and chill type John. That's actually kind of perfect for what seems a pretty chaotic journey.
And you know what makes this document so valuable? It's pure history. It captures this moment when the old certainties were breaking down and people had to find new ways to negotiate and interact. It's a story about adaptation and survival in changing times. Henu Keparu.
So in the end, it's really about how people handle themselves when everything goes sideways. The struggle be real.
For show, exactly. And sometimes that means getting creative with maritime law and hoping the expense report doesn't raise too many questions back at headquarters. Peace and love. I'm Matthew Mythology. Special shout out to the House of ATTON and the Great Saba, Tehuti Amun Hotep Ra.
And I'm Christina the Christian Christensen. Join us next time on Digging for the Truth.
The Report of Wenamon. It is only known from one incomplete copy, discovered in 1890 at Al-Hiba, Egypt, and subsequently purchased in 1891 in Cairo by the Russian Egyptologist Vladimir Golenishev. It was found in a jar, together with the onomasticon of Amenhotep and the tale of woe. The papyrus is now in the collection of the Pushkin Museum of Fine Arts, Moscow, and officially designated as Papyrus Pushkin 120. The hieratic text was published by Korostovchev, 1960, and the hieroglyphic text was published by Gardner, 1932, as well as online. The 2-page papyrus is unprovenanced. It was reported to have been discovered in an illicit excavation at Al-Hiba, Egypt, and was bought by Vladimir Golenishev in 1891 to 92. Golenishev published the manuscript in 1897 to 99 as an ancient Kemetic document from dynasties 21 or 22, approximately 1075 to 945 BCE. This text narrates the travels of Wenamon, a priest of Amun, who was sent to Byblos to obtain wood for building a new ceremonial boat for the deity. The story highlights the reduced influence of Kemet during the Third Intermediate period, as Wenamon encounters many obstacles in his mission to secure the required materials. Additionally, it sheds light on the intricate political dynamics of the Eastern Mediterranean at that time, showcasing the competition and power struggles among various city-states and regional entities. Wenamon's journey. Departure. Wenamon departs from Kemet for Byblos, a city on the coast of modern-day Lebanon, tasked with acquiring lumber to construct a new bark for the god Amun, setting sail with the authority of his office but limited resources. Robbery in Dor. While anchored at Dor, a port city controlled by the Shekel, Wenamon is robbed of gold and silver, precious resources intended for trade, in Byblos, leaving him vulnerable and jeopardizing his mission's success. Arrival in Byblos. Upon arriving in Byblos, Wenamon faces demands from Prince Djekerbal for payment before he can obtain the lumber, highlighting the weakened state of Kemetic influence and the need to negotiate from a position of disadvantage. Arrival in Alassia. Seeking protection and resources after failing to secure the lumber in Byblos, Wenamon sails to Alassia, likely Cyprus, appealing to Princess Hatiba for refuge and assistance, underscoring the desperate measures he must take to fulfill his mission. Key questions. What is the report of Wenamon? A Kemetic text from dynasties 21 or 22, the report of Wenamon recounts the journey of Wenamon, a priest of Amun, to acquire lumber for the construction of a new bark. What was Wenamon's goal? Wenamon's primary objective was to secure lumber from Byblos for the construction of a new bark for the god Amun-Re, a mission complicated by political tensions and resource limitations. How did Egypt's power decline? During Wenamon's journey, Kemet's diminished power was evident as he faced disrespect and demands for payment from foreign rulers, highlighting the weakened state of Kemetic influence in the Eastern Mediterranean. Difficulties encountered: robbery in Dor. While anchored at Dor, Wenamon was robbed of gold and silver, precious resources intended for trade in Byblos, leaving him vulnerable and jeopardizing his mission's success. Authority questioned. Prince Chekrbal questioned Wenamon's authority and demanded payment before he would provide the lumber, highlighting the weakened state of Kemetic influence. Payment demanded. Substantial payment was demanded for lumber, reflecting the diminished power of Kemet and the need for Wenamon to negotiate from a position of disadvantage. Shifting relationships. Egyptian dominance. Past. Kemet held dominance over the Eastern Mediterranean, exerting significant political and economic influence on neighboring regions and city-states. Economic negotiation. Present, economic negotiation prevailed as Kemet's power waned, leading to a reliance on trade and diplomacy to secure resources and maintain its interests in foreign lands. Local sovereignty. Local sovereignty was asserted as city-states and regions, such as Byblos and Alassia, began to assert their independence and control over their resources, challenging Kemetic authority. Leveraging religion. Invoking Amun-Re. Wenamon invoked Amun's authority. Limited success. Chekrbal remained assertive. Economic realities. Economic interests prevailed. Historical accuracy. Specific details. The presence of specific locations, rulers, and events suggests a historical basis for the narrative, although some details may be exaggerated. Literary Polish. The narrative's structure, dialogue, and character portrayals suggest literary embellishment, indicating that the account may not be a purely factual record. Scholarly debate. The classification of the report of Wenamon as either a work of history or literature is a subject of ongoing scholarly debate, with arguments supporting both perspectives. Wenamon's fate. Arrival in Alassia. Wenamon faced hostility. Princess Hatiba. She offered protection. Unknown outcome. The report ends abruptly. Kemet's diminished power. Political influence. During the 21st and 22nd dynasties, Kemet experienced a notable decline in its political sway over neighboring regions. This era saw a fragmentation of power, with local rulers gaining autonomy and challenging Kemetic dominance. Economic control. Economic resources dwindled, limiting Kemet's capacity to exert influence through trade and investment. The once mighty empire faced challenges in securing vital resources and maintaining its economic interests abroad. Military strength. The weakening of Kemet's military might further contributed to its diminished power. Unable to project force effectively, Kemet struggled to protect its interests and maintain its standing as a dominant regional power. Historical literature. Literary crafting. Shaped narrative. Historical basis. Actual events. Blurred lines. Intertwined elements. Stay tuned as Atef reads from Ancient Egyptian Literature, page 116.
Atef Maat. This visual presentation was brought to you by Atef Rem Qem Maat and the House of ATTON, ancient Tehutian teachings of the Neteru. I want to give Heno to my master teacher, the great Tehuti Amun Hotepra. Yes, Saba. Astarte talks and I also move around. Go to houseofatton.org for everything from merch to ebooks and classes. They forget that we are the real champions around here. Support Tehuti and ask questions here. Cash App $TT Amun and PayPal at Rocky SV. Please send all questions to Tehuti at email, mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. Ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. Tune in to the Tehuti podcast on YouTube every Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Pacific time for mind-blowing answers again and again. Henisaba. May you advance your station among the venerables. May your Ka contend with your enemy. And may your Ba learn the ways leading to the portal of the one who clothes the weary one. May Amun be satisfied. Ankh Maat.
The report of Wenamon is preserved on a papyrus of Dynasty 21 or 22. From the manner in which the text is inscribed on the papyrus, it would appear to be an official document, perhaps one where the writer made a conscious effort to transform what may have originally been rough entries in a diary into a polished account that has literary merit. But despite the format of the papyrus, it can also be argued that the report is fundamentally a literary work with some historical underpinnings. The dating of the report has traditionally been to year 5 of the Renaissance era, which corresponded to year 23 of Ramesses XI, the last pharaoh of Dynasty 20. But there is now good reason to believe that the year 5 of the report is of the joint rule of Herihor in the south and Smendis in the north after the death of Ramesses XI. Although Herihor and Smendis did assume royal titles in certain inscriptions, their joint kingship was subordinated to that of the god Amun-Ra. The weakening of the older pharaonic concept of kingship possibly relates to the Libyan tribal background of Dynasty 21. At any rate, the report clearly reflects the decline of Egypt's prestige abroad following the collapse of the New Kingdom Empire. The reader will find the article by Arno Egberts in Zest 125, 1998, 93 to 108, especially illuminating in its reassessment of the literary and historical aspects of Wenamon's report. The Report of Wenamon. Year 5, 4th month of the 3rd season, day 16 day on which Wenamon, the elder of the portal of the temple of Amun, lord of the thrones of the two lands, departed to obtain lumber for the great and noble riverine barge of Amun-Re, king of the gods, the name of which is Amun-Uzerhat. On the day when I arrived at Tanis, at the place where Smendis and Tanetamon are, I gave them the rescripts from Amun-Re, king of the gods, and they had them read out in their presence. They said, We'll do, according to what Amun-Re, king of the gods, our Lord, has said. I stayed from the 4th month of the 3rd season in Tanis. Smendis and Tanetamon sent me off with the ship Captain Mengabet, and I went down to the great Syrian Sea in the 1st month of the 3rd season, day I reached Dor, a checker town. And Bedr, its prince, had 50 loaves, 1 amphora of wine, and 1 ox haunch brought to me. A man of my freighter absconded, stealing a golden vessel worth 5 deben, 4 silver jars worth 20 deben, and a purse containing 11 deben of silver. Total of what he stole 5 deben of gold and 31 deben of silver. I got up that morning, and I went to where the prince was and said to him, I have been robbed in your harbor. Now not only are you the prince of this land, but you are also its investigator. Search for my money. Indeed, as for this money, it belongs to Amun-Re, king of the gods, the lord of the lands. It belongs to Smendes, it belongs to Herihor, my lord, and the other magnates of Egypt. It belongs to you. It belongs to Veret. It belongs to Mechmer, and it belongs to Chekerbal, the prince of Byblos. And he said to me, are you serious or are you joking, Ehir? I cannot understand this allegation you have made to me. If it were a thief belonging to my land, who boarded your freighter and stole your money, I would repay it to you from my own storehouse until your thief, whatever his name, has been found. Actually, as for the thief who has robbed you, he belongs to you and he belongs to your freighter. Spend a few days here by me that I may search for him. So I spent 9 days moored in his harbor, and I went to him and said to him, look here, you haven't found my money. Please send me off with the ship captains and those who go to sea. But he said to me, quiet, if you wish to find your money, hear my words and do what I tell you, but don't the place where you will be. You shall take possession of there and be compensated until they set out to search for their thief who has robbed you in the harbor. Now you shall proceed in this manner. Then I reached Tyre. I left Tyre at crack of dawn. Chekerbal, the prince of Byblos, a freighter. I found 30 deben of silver in it, and I seized possession of it. I said to the ship's owners, I have seized possession of your money. It shall remain in my possession until you have found my money or the thief who stole it. I have not robbed you, but I shall hold on to it. But as for you, you shall meet too. So they went off, and I celebrated my triumph in a tent on the seashore, in the harbor of Byblos. I found a hiding place for Ammon of the road, and placed his possessions within it. The prince of Byblos sent word to me, saying, get out of my harbor. And I sent word back to him, saying, where should I go? Go if you can locate a ship to transport me. Let me be taken back to Egypt. I spent 29 days in his harbor, while he daily spent time sending word to me, saying, get out of my harbor. Now when he offered to his gods, the god took possession of a page from the circle of his pages and put him in an ecstatic state. He told him, bring the god up, bring the envoy who is carrying him. It is Ammon who sent him forth. It is he who had him come. For when the ecstatic became ecstatic that night, I had located a freighter headed for Egypt and had already loaded all my possessions into it. But, so as to prevent another eye from seeing the god, I was waiting for darkness to fall that I might put him aboard. The harbor master came to me saying, stay until tomorrow, so the prince says. And I said to him, are you the one who daily has spent time coming to me to say, get out of my harbor? Are you now telling me to stay tonight so that the freighter I located might first depart and you might then return and say, move on? And he went and told it to the prince, and the prince sent word to the captain of the freighter saying, stay until tomorrow, so the prince says. When morning came, he sent for me and brought me up while the god was resting in the tent where he was on the seashore. I found him sitting in his upper chamber with his back turned toward a window, while behind his head were breaking the waves of the great Syrian Sea. I said to him, Ammon, be merciful. And he said to me, how long has it been until today since you came from where Ammon is? I answered him, 5 whole months ago. He said to me, now are you being truthful? Where is the rescript from Ammon which is in your charge? Where is the letter from the high priest of Ammon which is in your charge? And I answered him, I gave them to Smendes and Tanataman. He became very irritated and said to me, now look, you have neither rescripts nor letters in your charge. Where is the ship for transporting cedar which Smendes gave you? Where is its Syrian crew? When he entrusted you to that barbarian ship captain, was it to have him murder you and have you thrown into the sea? If so, from whom then would the god have been sought? And you too, from whom would you also have been sought? So he said to me, I said to him, "Isn't it an Egyptian ship and thus an Egyptian crew that sail under Smendes? Does he have Syrian crews?" And he said to me, "Aren't there 20 cargo ships here in my harbor, which are in commerce with Smendes? As for that Sidon, the other port which you passed, aren't there another 50 freighters there, which are in commerce with Vercator and are hauling to his commercial house?" I was dumbfounded at this great moment, and he reacted, saying to me, "On what sort of business have you come?" And I answered him, "It is in quest of lumber for the great and noble barge of Amun-Re, king of the gods, that I have come. What your father did and what your father's father did, you will also do." So I said to him, and he said to me, "They did in fact supply it. You have but to pay me for supplying it, and I will supply it. Indeed, my forebears carried out this commission, but only after Pharaoh LPH had sent 6 freighters loaded with Egyptian products, and they were emptied into their warehouses. What have you brought me in my turn?" He had a journal roll of his forefathers brought, and had it read out in my presence. 1,000 deben of silver and miscellaneous items were found entered in his journal roll. And he said to me, "As for the ruler of Egypt, is he the lord of what is mine, and I his servant as well? If so, would he have been needing to send silver and gold in order to say, 'Carry out the commission from Ammon'? Or was it rather a gift that used to be presented to my father? As for me in my turn, am I your servant, or am I a servant of the one who sent you? I have but to let out a shout to the Lebanon, so that as soon as the heavens open up, the logs will be deposited here on the seashore. Give me the sails you brought to take your freighters, carrying your logs back to Egypt. Give me the ropes you brought to lash the cedars, which I am to fell in order to make them for you, which I am to make for you for the sails of your freighters, or the yards will become too heavy and break, and you will perish in the midst of the sea. Look here, it was only after he had placed Seth beside him that Ammon could thunder in the sky. Now it is all the lands that Ammon has founded, but he founded them only after he had initially founded the land of Egypt, whence you have come. Thus not only was it from there that technology went forth to get to where I am, but also it was from there that learning went forth to get to where I am. What's the point of these foolish journeys that you have had to make, Saul? But I said to him, that's wrong. They are not foolish journeys that I'm involved in. There is not any ship upon the river which doesn't belong to Ammon. His is the sea, and his is the Lebanon, which you claim is yours. It is for Amun-Userhat, the lord of every ship, that he maintains a growing tract there. Indeed, it was Amun-Re, king of the gods, who told Herihor, my lord, to send me forth, and he had me come, bringing this great god. But see, you have made this great god spend these 29 days moored in your harbor, without your knowing whether he who has been there was present or not. You stand ready to haggle over the Lebanon with Ammon, its lord. As for your mentioning that the former kings used to send silver and gold, if they had had life and health, they would not have sent such products. It was instead of life and health for your fathers that they sent such products. Now as for Amun-Re, king of the gods, it is he who is the lord of life and health, and it is he who was the lord of your fathers. They spent their lifetimes offering to Ammon. You too, you are a servant of Ammon. If you say, will do so for Ammon, and accomplish his commission, you shall live, prosper, and be healthy, and be beneficial for your entire land and your people. Don't covet for yourself anything belonging to Amun-Re, king of the gods. Truly a lion covets his own possessions. Have your scribe brought to me, that I may send him to Smendes and to Netamon, the planners Ammon has installed in the north of his land, and they will cause whatever is necessary to be brought. I will send him to them with the words, have it brought until I go back south, and then I shall remit to you whatever deficit is still due you. So I said to him. He put my letter in his messenger's hand, And he loaded aboard the keel, the bow piece, the stern piece, along with 4 other hewn timbers, totaling 7, and sent them to Egypt. His messenger who had gone to Egypt returned to me in Syria in the 1st month of the 2nd season, Smendus and Tanataman having sent along 4 bowls, and 1 cockman vessel of gold, 5 bowls of silver, 10 articles of clothing of byssus, 10 coverlets of fine thin linen, 500 mats of smooth linen, 500 ox hides, 500 ropes, 20 sacks of lentils, and 30 baskets of fish, while she sent me personally 5 articles of clothing of fine thin linen, 5 coverlets of fine thin linen, 1 sack of lentils, and 5 baskets of fish. South the prince rejoiced, and he detailed 300 men and 300 oxen, and assigned supervisors in charge of them to have them fell the timbers. They felled them, and they lay there throughout the winter. In the 3rd month of the 3rd season, they were hauled to the seashore, and the prince went out and attended to them. He sent word to me saying, "Come." Now when I stepped into his presence, the shadow of his lotus fan fell upon me, and Penniman, a cupbearer whom he had, interposed, saying, "The shadow of Pharaoh El-Pitate, your lord, has fallen upon you." And he became angry at him, saying, "Leave him be." I presented myself to him, and he reacted, saying to me, "Observe that the commission which my fathers carried out previously, I have carried it out, although you in turn have not done for me what your fathers used to do for me. See, the last of your lumber has arrived and is stacked. Do as I desire and come to load it aboard. But should they not give it to you, don't come simply to observe the terror of the sea. If you should observe the terror of the sea, you would have to face my own. Truly, I have not done to you what was done to Kaimwa's envoys when they had spent 17 years in this land, and they died right at their posts." And he said to his cupbearer, "Take him, let him see their tomb in which they lie." Wow, but I said to him, "Don't make me see it. As for Kaimwaze, they were humans whom he sent to you as envoys, and he was a human himself. You don't have one of his envoys now before you that you should say, 'Go and see your fellow men.' Can't you be so joyful as to have a stela made for yourself and say on it, 'Amun-Re, king of the gods, sent to me Amun of the road, his envoy LPH, and Wenamon, his human envoy, in quest of lumber for the great and noble barge of Amun-Re, king of the gods.' I felled it. I loaded it aboard. I provided it with my own freighters and my own crews. I let them reach Egypt to request for me 50 years of life from Amon in excess of my fate. And it may chance after another day that an envoy comes from the land of Egypt who is acquainted with writing, and he reads your name on the stela. Then you will receive water of the west like the gods who are there." He said to me, "That's quite a wordy bit of advice you have given me." And I said to him, "As for the many things you have told me, if I arrive home to where the high priest of Amon is, and he sees your commission, it is your commission which will draw in profit to you." I went off to the seashore, to where the timbers were stacked, and I watched 11 freighters coming in from the sea belonging to the checker, who were saying, "Apprehend him, put no freighters at his disposal, headed for the land of Egypt." So I sat down and wept. The letter scribe of the prince came out to me and said to me, "What's up?" And I said to him, "Can't you see the migratory birds that have already gone down twice to Egypt? Look at them journeying north to the cool region. How long am I to be abandoned here? For can't you see those who have come again to apprehend me?" He went and told it to the prince, and the prince started to weep because of the words which were said to him, for they were bitter. He sent out to me his letter scribe, bringing me 2 amphoras of wine and 1 sheep, and he had Tanetni, an Egyptian songstress who was with him, brought to me, saying, "Sing for him, don't let his mind be preoccupied with concern." And he sent word to me, saying, "Eat and drink, don't let your mind preoccupied with concern. You hear whatever I have to say tomorrow." When morning came, he had his assembly summoned, and he stood in their midst and asked the checker, "What's the purpose of your journeys?" And they answered him, "It's in pursuit of those blasted freighters which you are sending to Egypt with our rivals that we have come." He said to them, "I cannot apprehend the envoy of Ammon within my land. Let me send him off, and then you set out in pursuit of him in order to apprehend him." So he put me aboard and sent me off from there at the harbor of the sea. The wind wafted me to the land of Alasia, and the townsmen came out against me to kill me. So I jostled my way through them to where Hatiba, the princess of the town, was. I met her when she had left one house of hers and was about to enter her other one. I saluted her and asked the people who were standing near her, "Is there no one among you who understands Egyptian?" And one of them replied, "I understand it." So I said to him, "Tell my lady I used to hear as far away as Eni, at the place where Ammon is, that although in every town injustice is practiced, in the land of Alasia justice is practiced. Is it here too that injustice is being practiced every day?" She said, "Now what do you mean by saying this?" And I answered her, "If the sea rages and the wind wafts me to the land where you are, will you let them take charge over me to kill me, although I am an envoy of Ammon? Now look, as for me, they will be searching for me until whatever day. Regarding this crew of the prince of Byblos, whom they are seeking to kill, won't its lord in turn find 10 crews belonging to you and kill them too?" Tom. So she had the people summoned, and they were arraigned. And she said to me, "Sleep well." The remainder of the report is lost.
Atef Maat. This visual presentation was brought to you by Atef Rem Qem Maat and the House of ATTON, ancient Tehutian teachings of the Neteru. I want to give Heno to my master teacher, the great Tehuti Amun Hotepra. Yes, Saba. Astarte talks and I also move around. Go to houseofatton.org for everything from merch to ebooks and classes. They forget that we are the real champions around here. Support Tehuti and ask questions here. Cash App $TT Amun and PayPal at Rocky SV. Please send all questions to Tehuti at email, mysticaltelevision@gmail.com. The ancestral artifacts over religious opinion. Tune in to the Tehuti podcast on YouTube every Saturday afternoon, 3 p.m. Pacific time for mind-blowing answers again and again. Henisaba. You advance your station among the venerables. May your Ka contend with your enemy, and may your Ba learn the ways leading to the portal of the one who clothes the weary one. May Amun be satisfied. Ankh Maat.
Forget that we the real champions around here.
You're watching me, but you don't want to admit you're watching me. This is great. I know exactly who you are.
And yes, the Hekau really works.
Come join us, House of ATTON, Ancient Tehutian Teachings and the Teru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen. What's up, great brothers?
Hotep.
Peace.
Peace. Yo, Nefer Reed. That brother went through a lot. That's the we on? I don't see us on the. Let me see. Oh, there we go. Peace. Can you hear me?
Atef, yes, I can hear you, great brother. Can you see me on my screen?
Nah, I can't see you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I don't know. It's, I don't know if something wrong with my. There's too many buttons, man. I'm trying to figure out these buttons, bro. Can you see me? I don't know.
Did you turn your presentation part off?
I need what's sharing it. I should be there. I don't know. Let me I can hear you though. I can hear you. Let me try to fix my thing though, but I can hear you good, brother.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Tua for that, man. Wonderful presentation. Very smooth. Definitely like the story. That was a lot for that brother to have to bear. But I love the fact that, hey, he stuck to my heart. And to me in the story, he didn't seem flustered. I mean, these days, not too many people would have survived such a thing. But it was definitely Nefer, great brother. I appreciate you bringing this forth. Tua for this. I think your presentations are becoming smoother, man. I don't whatever flaws you probably see in it. I understand that portion, but to me, it looked really good, man, and it flowed well. I always love how you started off with your favorite Matthew and what's her name, Cynthia, or Christine? Yeah, Christine. Yeah, man. Yeah. I always love how you capture the attention. So to you, great brother. This was definitely Nefer. Like I said, you definitely inspired me. So that's another rep. And you definitely got through it. So whatever obstacles you had to overcome, you did a fantastic job, my brother.
You are great, brother. I appreciate that. Nefer words, brother. I'm just trying to learn and just bring forth just do my best. That's it. I am still trying to learn the buttons as I'm watching, and I'm like, oh man, I should have did this and I could have did that. I'm gonna tell you a story. So I was it this morning or yesterday morning? I think it was yesterday. Yesterday I had just a small little piece left, like a small little portion, maybe the last, not even 5 minutes, maybe the last 3 or 4 minutes. And I told my mate, I said, look, I'm almost done. I just got this left. It's every second. It's not you fooling me. Because it does take a lot, man. It's a lot of work. So I'm glad y'all appreciate it. And, I just put my Eve into it, trying to learn how to work these buttons, trying to learn how to, trying to learn what our ancestors left behind for us, what they left in stone. Baba said yesterday, he said, even the colonizers, he's grateful that our writings are in the museums and locked up, because if you try to steal it, they'll shoot you, right? You can't. Where's the Bible at, and what museum is it? Is it held at? But our writings, the writings of our ancestors, they're on display, but they're protected. They're in those places, and and they protect it because they understand the truth. They just hide it from us, but it's still there. So, you are great, brother. I appreciate the fact that you appreciate it, brother. It's a lot of work, man.
Already know, great brother. Tua to you, man, and I appreciate that.
Oh, Tepenu, can I be heard, great brothers?
Yes, we can hear you, good brother. I don't know if something wrong with my camera or something, but I can hear you, brother.
Yeah, your whole thing disappeared. There's your avatar. But
Yeah, but my camera ain't right. But okay.
yeah, I got my camera will be back next week. You know, it's all good, great brother. Tua for putting this together, taking the time and the aku to put this together. It was very nefer. The flow of it, just on the transitions, were very smooth. I love how you put different tones with each section to change the frequency. That was nefer. Yeah, of course, you know, digging for the truth podcast. I look forward to that every Too Many Button Productions, and allow the buttons to keep growing. You know, this is beautiful what you're putting together. The storytelling, the way you take a story and you layer it out like a flower and give us different petals of the same rose, of the same flower, of the same ankh, is very nefer. And to take these stories, to animate them in the multiple ways that you do, Tua for the time that you've taken to learn and to implement, because the kepara and what you're bringing forward today is just so nefer to see. And I know the great Pa'ut, Netchem, are very happy with what's taking place here, and what you great brothers are doing, and you specifically, Atef, with taking the stories and animating them, bringing them to life, and they're only getting greater each time. So Uncle Jasaneb to you, as they put in the translations, LPH, life, prosperity, and health. To you, great brother, Sakim. Please, everyone, support this great brother and all the aku that he put into this, his Eid, and I'm bringing the great Paus, Karu, their voice to Ankh, to life again here today. So yeah, please support this great brother and what he's bringing forward. The links are pinned. We'll give dua to everyone, so I'll look and I'll gather those so we can give proper dua. But yes, Atef Rem Qem Maat. Yeah, this was phenomenal, great brother. The flow was perfect. The flow of the speech, like the speed, the tempo that everyone was speaking at. It was at a good tempo. So Tua, just for all your kepara, your advancements, and may you continue. Allow the great voices of the ancestors to continue to speak, great brother. So Tua Hinu Ma'a Karu to you, or the sin of Tef.
Nini, great brother, I appreciate it. You know, you definitely a big inspiration and motivation as well. So definitely Nini, to you. Just trying to do my part, get in where I fit in, and just show up and make the Pau proud. You know, that's the thing. You know, they try to hide the truth. So that's the whole digging for the truth as well. You know, that symbolism, the duality of it, with the the two people speaking, the fact that they try to hide the truth, but we dig for it. You know, the digging tool is the part of the actual word truth. You know, that symbol and what they call the glyph. So I'm just trying to learn, brother, and this is it. So Definitely just trying to stay moving forward. And like I said, new to you and new to the great brother, great teacher, and to the brothers and all the supporters. New to all the supporters and everyone that's in the chat and everyone that stands next to us and stands with us as we, bring these stories forth, because they have great um, movies, man. The Marvel movies are phenomenal, man. And they make millions and millions of dollars in what they what they produce. So um, I just wanna, I can't even say right that I'm trying to get to that level, right? Because um, it's not really the goal, but as far as the appreciation for what our ancestors left behind, I want our what they left behind to be appreciated the way they appreciate Captain America. I want the stories of our ancestors to be celebrated. The way that Captain America movie is celebrated in the Marvel movies, and so on and so forth. So I'm working toward that and working on that. The millions of dollars and all of that is all of that's fine. But the real goal is to keep the frequency going. Is to keep the frequency that our ancestors left behind going, because it's important. And 100 years, 50 years ago, people didn't know who the Incredible Hulk was. I don't. 100 years from now, will our moon be celebrated? Will the report of Wenamon still be remembered? What he left behind? Um, it will, definitely, because like I said, it's protected in the museum. They have it. Everything is it. They keep it, but the adoration that's from our people, from the people, not the thieves. Because the thief appreciate it. That's why they got it locked up. That's why if one of the followers of Ma'at were to try to obtain any papyrus that they have, it'll cost us dearly. It could possibly cost us our life. So, in that same vein, I just want to continue the frequency of our ancestors, make them proud, and I want for the people to appreciate the stories of what was left behind. As I learned the stories myself. So again, to our Hindu, to you, great brother, and Hindu to our supporters, Hindu to everybody in the chat. I appreciate all of you. Definitely keep me motivated, and I can't come to the screen because my camera is not. It's showing black. Oh, there we go. Can y'all see me? There we go. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, y'all think I'll be playing? There's too many buttons for real.
The right button.
Huh?
I say you hit the right button.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, I appreciate all of you, all the supporters. Y'all keep me motivated. Definitely my maid as well. She definitely inspires me and helps me, and she give me power, man. She helps me. Just in the just in the motivation now, just helping me out and supporting me. So it's a beautiful thing, man.
To our Hindu great brother, for your Medu, and great analogy with what you were speaking of, and it's those stories. Many of those stories, originate, with the papyri that are making them billions of dollars. So the tools that we have access to, now is definitely, as every tool, which is something that can be used for your benefit or your disadvantage. and you know, with what we're doing, and learning the buttons. With each button we learn, there's 17 more new buttons that pop up, and we're gonna keep pushing the button. So yeah, Tua, just for being a leading example, because these stories, just what we're on right now, whatever we choose to bring forward at the current moment, with as long as the continuation, it'll continue to be brought forward in multiple ways. So, and that's one of the beautiful things that really creates a great feeling in knowing that we're able to create something that can be stamped and placed with where things are headed, and given though the doorway, the Saba, the opportunity for those to come after to walk through this doorway that we're creating in real time. And it's super deep, and you know, it's just an honor to be with you, great brothers, as we create this living Saba, by just being great examples of the great Saba. So yeah, Uncle Jasaneb and Tua, everyone who, as the great Atef said, and just echo his words of Tua for all of the great support, and for appreciating what's taking place here, because it definitely is very nefer. So Jet Usir, and I'll share the screen so we can give proper dua to each of you individually for this week's presentation. And dua to everyone who's been supporting, who also supports after the classes as well. We see you, Uncle Jasaneb, Uncle Usir. Life and prosperity to everyone who puts in that dua. So let us share the screen. We're back here on StreamYard, so having to learn these buttons again. Took a minute to get back here, but we're here.
Come old school.
A lot.
They got all the old tones in here.
And the StreamYard.
Yeah.
I like the StreamYard, man. I like the other one too, but I like the StreamYard. I don't know, and it looks different, but I'm familiar with it, so it's a lot. Yeah, and then the video editing, Ani, if you would have told me, I know you know what it takes to edit a video, man. It's a lot, bro. Every second, it's a lot.
Yeah, that's why I gave you dua for those transitions, because I see them.
Oh, listen.
I know what it takes. So, dua.
Nene, great brother. It's a lot, man. I'm like, yo, it's a lot, bro. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I wouldn't even do it if it wasn't for this, because it's that much to where it's like, other than this, if it's not Uncle Qem Maat, it'd be a waste of my time. You know, I'm just saying, it has to be this. Like my eye has to be my whole life, because it takes a lot. Video editing is a lot, bro. And I use some AI, but not for the AI don't do nothing. Like, it's just, it don't, I still got to do second by second, picture by picture. It's a lot, man. And now that we doing it every 3 weeks instead of every 4 weeks, you know, I kind of rushed this one a little bit because I wanted to, you know, bring forth. So I didn't rush it as far as cut any corners, but I did. There were things that I wanted to try and incorporate that I didn't do. And there were styles that I used and other things that I didn't do but it is a little bit longer, and it did take some. My next one, I don't know. I might be able to try some other stuff. We'll see. You know, brick by brick, man. Made in Nukiru be proud. So.
All right, to our Hindu great brother. Peace and love, Hush Nation. Axe Life. Hotep to you, great brother. Hotep Hindu to the wonderful Angela Gates. Sending axes and support. You know, when you see Nook name, it's not going to be too far from Spirit to Set's neck, Spirit to the neck of a pet.
Yes.
To Denzel Washington's neck. One Sue Money or some. I am hip hop, just here to learn, nothing but peace, love, gratitude for the raw, for sure. Thanks for the set. All right, that's another name in the chat. Peace to you. JK.
Yeah, peace and love to you.
All right, so here we are. And of course, we have the great Nook Poo, who says, Hotep or Sin Netter, Atef, Uncle Jasaneb, Dua Marie, Maat, Kesbet E, Bua, and a Hachet Wing 333. And he echoes that with a Hotep or A'ut Nefer Senu, Per Atin, Shimsu, Netiru, Sekim Maat 333. And threes, Ucha Ra, We Ra, Lucky Cool, with some dua stars, Material Miracles, Star Heku, with a Kesbet Ma'at, another Kesbet Ma'at, 333. So dua to the great Nook Poo, to our order sin. For your continued support, for our Akau, for the Medu, or the Aku, the light, great brother. So Tuahinu to you. And here is Basa Tut, Maka Ox Effect, the great moderator, one of our great moderators, alongside Amun Ka, here at the House of ATTON YouTube channel. So dua to the great Basa Tut. He sends in dua for 625 Hotep support dua 2072. And dua, great brother, for also supporting last class as well. Dua Hinu to you. Glad to see you. And let's slide over here to this side. We have the great brother Fix 666. Dua, Atef Rem Qem Maat from Hush Nation. Dua Hinu to the great Fix, Uncle Jasaneb. Dua for your consistency, great brother. Dua for your tones. And we have the great who sent in $5. And in the message, let me check because it's not on here. I think it was a fire with 3 flames. So Tua to the great Ampu, Ma'at, Uncle Jasaneb to you, great brother. And next we have the great Amun and Amunet for Tua or the Sin, Atef for your class and consistency, $10. Uncle Jasaneb. Tua to the Meru of the House of ATTON for today's class. And tua to everyone who also sends in support throughout the week as well. Uncle Jasaneb and Great Atef Rem Qem Maat, I'll pass the mic to you. if you would like to speak, and then give noise, great brother Hotep.
To our great brothers and sisters, to our for y'all support. Nookpoo, the great sister Angela Gates, great brother Amun and Amunet, great brothers and sisters. Great Basa Tut, great Anpu, great brothers, all the supporters. Hotep Inu to all of you. I'm gonna give all of you dua and drop bombs. Can y'all hear my family? I don't know if it's working. Can y'all hear?
Come join us, House of ATTON, Ancient Tahutian Teachings and the Tiru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
Yeah, we building something over here, beautiful, brick by brick, all of us together we form like Voltron. So, I encourage everybody to just put the boat in the water where you at. It's not a competition over here. It's just support, man. It's how you build a nation. Our great teacher teaches us to have a unified consciousness, and no matter what, we support the matrix. Financially, with our time and energy. They gonna get their reciprocity, and it's up to us to decide what we do with our energy and where we put it at. So, from day one, our teacher taught us Rem Qem Maat. So, that's what we should be doing, is living from Maat. So it's definitely reciprocity. So I definitely appreciate all of you. And it's the support, it's the motivation. It just keeps us going. Your energy, the frequency, we got to keep it going because they're trying to destroy it. And it seems like we're outnumbered, but we're not. I want to remind everybody that that the Matrix will not win. That Ma'at is victorious. Not was victorious. Ma'at is victorious. He will always be victorious. He will continue to be victorious. And I just want to, encourage everybody to just keep leading with the left and, keep moving forward, Rem Qem Maat. So Hotep Hinu to all the supporters, everyone that stands next to us. Hotep Hinu to our great master, the teacher, Baba Tahuti, I'm a Hotep Ra. And death to a pep.
Yo, this was still a fire presentation, Atef. I just want to say that again. To you, great brother. Everybody who supported, to you all. Definitely appreciate everyone's wonderful energy, and it's always good to be in this type of environment, and definitely grateful for all this this wonderful Mary. So just to everybody, and just appreciate all you all's consistency.
Push the button.
You are watching a master at work.
Yeah, we're here, and we're the best.
Uncle Jocelyn Neb. Peace and love. houseofatton.org. Everyone, please go support. Major updates are on the way and are in action. So Tua for everyone's patience, as there's a lot taking place. So we continue the Kepara, keep moving forward, keep examining self, keep digging. And Ucha, becoming whole. To our great, the Jed, for all that you do, great brother, your consistency, and for being the great family man that you are, and leader that you are, great brother. So Tua Hinu to you. And Uncle Jocelyn Neb, of course, to the great Atef Rem Qem Maat, for your Kepara, your continued evolution and rising of Ra, that you're enacting and showing what that looks like. So Tua, great brother, for all your works and for, of course, being the great family man that you are, the great Atef. And Hinu, dua to the great Saba Tahuti, Amenhotep Ra, for leading by example and for all the works that he does, that you do, seen and unseen. And of course, Hinu and dua to all of the great supporters, the Meru of the House of ATTON, the Kuru of the House of ATTON, and joining this boat, this Ucha, as we're going to travel and reach our destination. And Hotep Hinu to the great Paut, to the Natiru, Tua for leading and guiding this movement. Abu Jasaneb, may everyone continue to Kepara, Nefer Upesh, and I'll conclude with the Medu. Sakim im Arit Marer Ka'a Simu Hatuna Tiru Pert Enthatep. I obtain the power to do what pleases my Ka. May the hearts of the Natiru lead me. I come forth in Hotep. Dua Antajedu Sir.
Peace, peace. Once again, appreciate everybody. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the wonderful support that you all give. Shouts out to our Saba Tahuti Amun Hotep Ra. Definitely grateful for, definitely grateful for all that we have, and just for the direction that we're heading towards, and definitely grateful for you, great brothers. To you, great Patah. Appreciate you, great brother, your consistency and leadership. To you, great brother Atef, for your consistency and leadership as well, great brother. I'm definitely grateful for you all. Definitely love the fact that everyone always shows up and do their part, and definitely grateful. Everyone just continue to live in your gift, and let that mature in Ma'at. May Ra grant you and your family health and prosperity. May your monument be established on the foundations of Ma'at. And may you all rise and come forth as conscious light like the divine Ra who rises to shine for more Ma'at. I am the Jed Sajim Ma'at Him Pawu Ku for everybody in the Tiru, Uncle Jasaneb, Hotep Hinu, Nefer Upesh. You on mute, Atef.
Hotep Hinu, peace and love to everybody. Peace and love to you, great brothers. Appreciate you, brothers, of course. Appreciate all the supporters, everyone that's building with us. Everyone that's here consistently, everyone that supports, of course. Everyone that supports our great teacher. Like I was giving everybody Hinu for asking those questions. Very, very, very important for all of us. There's not a class that I don't learn from. There's not a question that Saba answers that a million questions are answered in that same one question that was asked. I just want to definitely give my Hinu to all the question askers, because this is what started what we're doing over here. This is can't fake this, like I say. You got to be all in. You have to be committed. You got to be dedicated. You have to be motivated, and like Papa says, you got to teach us to search thyself thoroughly. So with that, we'll end as we began with our next affirmation. For everybody that stay tuned even through the technical difficulties. Definitely appreciate that. And with that, we'll end with our next affirmation. From today's reading, the report of Wenamon. Don't covet for yourself anything belonging to Amun-Re, king of the Natiru. Truly, a lion covets his own possessions. Uncle Maat, Ns, Nintat or Sat and Maat, Min Hapapat and Maat, Her in Hu Kui, Per Iku. I live for Maat. I exist within her. I do not speak in the place of Maat. Every day I advance towards Maat. My being is surrounded in darkness. I come forth as conscious light.
Come join us, House of ATTON, Ancient Tahutian Teachings and the Tiru. Back to the source, we the original Axemen.
Neb Nefer Unk. Everything is beautiful in life.
Forget that we the real champions around here.
Trinity Soliloquy. A path less taken, no one sits adjacent. Stand on your square was before the Masons. See how 3 threes control just like the degree. Flow, fire. 3-2 is the point where you froze. Eyes closed, yet I can still see. Show actions alongside your speech. Spoke words of magic to unwind what's happened. Alighted in angled ones with slight curves. The nerve of them to think they could use my magic on me. I'm consciousness of the original land of the Trinity. Kemetic. Maat is the owl of sight. What's dark to you is light to me. All I see are threes. I lift veils like my child is a bride to be. Triangles not yet explored. Lead with left. Right is flat on the floor. 90 degrees. V's. Ascension up. Scale. Lean on lines like Google activist. Henu was original black fist. Res erection. Henu is also the phallus. I point out and spit life into the womb. Portals, that's the first matrix. Mother goddesses give praises. Vision acute for the ones obtuse. Appoint me to the source of anointing. Apply oil under spells when raising a Bible. Just go spell. Numbers creating angles, geometric language. Travel up ladders with these letters. Gematria. These words aren't adding up for the better. Chanting in mirrors. Ua, sin, Kemet. 1, 2, 3. This art has no limit. No cap, don't need a degree. This is a collage of knowledge applied. But I guess it's dumb to be wise and speak. Freemason is 9-6. That's 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. That's 3-3. Sex, hex. They have them thinking a man was supposed to bleed for your life to be eternal. Please wake up and rise. Res, God is within thee. This isn't belief. Menstrual moon cycles. Yah is a name of Tahuti. ABCs. The alpha beta has them in a spell that they can't see. Silent K's. G's disappear with no knowledge. They hide their hands, rock, stone, and trees. The illusion is that they feel free. Feel free.